Good evening and welcome to the special meeting of the Florence City Council. Stand. We pray for the wisdom to make decisions that are beneficial to the people represented here. Empower us to speak honestly, reflect wisely, and vote with integrity. We seek your guidance tonight. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Ms. Wingo?
Here.
Ms. Chambers?
Here.
Mr. Wynn?
Here.
Ms. Whalen? Here. Mr. Snyder?
Here.
Ms. Cable?
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
We'll consider the minutes of the special meeting of August 19, 2025. Is there a motion? Ms. Whalen?
Second.
Second by Ms. Wingo. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Excuse me. Motion carries. Next is first reading of 019-2025. It's an ordinance creating and establishing for a bid a non-exclusive electric franchise for the placement of facilities for the transmission, distribution, and sale of electrical energy within the public right-of-way of the City of Florence for a period of 20-year duration, reserving the right to impose a franchise fee in an amount up to 5% of franchisees' gross receipts per year from the franchisee's sale of electricity to electric consuming entities inside the City of Florence's corporate limits, and further providing for compliance with relevant laws, regulations, and standards, indemnification, insurance, cancellation, or termination, and bid requirements, all effective on date of passage. The purpose of this ordinance is to allow the city to publicly bid and award electric franchise rights to electric utility companies for a period of 20 years. This franchise will govern the placement and maintenance of equipment and facilities necessary for the transmission, distribution, and sale of electricity within the public rights of way. The ordinance will include a provision allowing the city council to impose a franchise fee up to 5% of the franchisee's gross receipts generated from electric sales within the city's boundaries. The full text of ordinance 019-2025, including its exhibits, is available for examination in the office of the city clerk of the City of Florence, Kentucky, in the Florence Government Center, 8100 Ewing Boulevard, Florence, Kentucky, during regular office hours. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Wingo? Second by Mr. Wynn. Mr. Hunt?
So I've sent out quite a few memos, probably more memos than you're typically used to on this. Just a quick summary. This ordinance is a necessary legal step in order for us to take this to bid. It does not raise electric rates. It does not impose or implement a franchise fee. And it simply just provides a legal framework for this to move on to the next step. The next step, if this is passed, will be that it goes to bid, and then we will have, more than likely, Duke Energy and OWN Electric reply to that bid. We have 30 days from the bid response to bring that back before this council, where you'll either accept it or deny it through a municipal order. I know that's a lengthy ordinance, which is really just bid documents. If you have any questions about any of the language in there, I will do my best to answer those.
Are there any questions?
No.
Ms. Wingo?
I just wanted to clarify, we have had agreements in the past
We have.
for electric service in the
Correct.
city of Florence, but those contracts or those franchises expire after a period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we have to rebid them. So this isn't something that's brand new. It's something that almost becomes a housekeeping measure so that we can continue to maintain control over those issues that we have oversight on with the electric companies.
We also do cable franchises and cell tower franchises, so telecommunications. What did you say, Mr. Newberry? Trash franchise agreement as well. So there's multiple things that we would have a franchise agreement concerning. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Wingo?
Yes.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Wynn?
Yes.
Ms. Whalen? Yes. Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Ms. Cable?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 6-0.
Next, we have for your consideration ordinance O-2025, an ordinance relating to the levying of a tax upon real estate and personal property in the city of Florence, Kentucky, levying a tax on all franchises taxable within the city of Florence, Kentucky, specifying payment dates, discounts, and penalties for the franchise tax on financial institutions measured by the deposits in the institutions located within the city, and levying a special tax for the payment of current service costs for police and firemen in the county employees' retirement system. This is for 2025. This is the ordinance by which the city establishes tax rates and levies annual taxes. The basic tax levied for the general fund purposes is a tax of 18 7/10 cents per $100 of value on real property and a tax of 23 9/10 cents per $100 of value on personal property except for motor vehicles and watercraft upon all franchises taxable by the city. In addition, this ordinance levies a tax in the amount of 4 4.4 cents per $100 of value upon all real and personal property, except for motor vehicles and watercraft, upon all franchises taxable by the city for the purpose of payment of the city's obligation for the current service costs for police and firemen in the county employees' retirement system. All of the above mentioned taxes are payable upon final passage and publication of this ordinance. A discount of 2% is allowed for any such taxes paid in full by November 1st, 2025. Any such taxes remaining unpaid after January 1st, 2026 are subject to a penalty of 12% plus interest on the amount unpaid at the rate of 12% per annum from January 1st, 2026 until paid. This ordinance also establishes a franchise tax in the amount of 25 thousandths of 1%, 0.025%, on all financial institutions measured by deposits in such institutions located in the city. This tax was levied by ordinance number 01896 pursuant to the Bank Franchise and Local Deposit Tax Act. That's KRS 136.575. A 2% discount is allowed against this tax on bank deposits if paid before December 31st, 2025. Any such taxes paid after January 31st, 2026 will be subject to a penalty of 12% plus interest in the unpaid amount at the rate of 12% per annum from January 31st, 2026 until paid. The ordinance establishes corresponding due dates, discounts, and penalties for subsequent years. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Ms. Wingo?
Second.
Second by Ms. Chambers. Is there discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Ms. Wingo?
Yes.
Ms. Chambers?
Yes.
Mr. Wynn?
Yes.
Ms. Whalen?
Yes.
Mr. Snyder?
Yes.
Ms. Cable?
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 6-0.
And the next item is a discussion of Resolution R 25020-A of the Boone County Planning Commission. This is, it's just discussion. I'm so sorry. So, Mr. Todd, would you like to lead us through this one?
Yes. So I'm going to start out, as always, on screen. I have a site vicinity map. We are looking at a 1-acre site located on the corner of US Highway 42 and Farmview Drive. Would like to point out this property is split. The area in the pink color is in the city of Union. The area in yellow is the city of Florence. So this is a change of concept development plan request to allow changes to previous architectural and lighting conditions for Bank of America that wants to develop on the lot. The larger lot that you're seeing here is where the Publix is being constructed, and these are 2 outlots. But again, the lot under review is the one outlined in blue. Aerial map of the subject site. Again, the property's on the corner of 42 and Farmview. Future land use map shows the site forecasted for commercial uses in the year 2040. Zoning of the property is commercial 2 plan development. There's also a concept development plan riding with the property that I'm going to go over. This is the 2023-2024 concept plan for Publix and the 2 outlots. Again, this is outlot number 1 Outlot number 1 by the conditions was required to have an entirely pitched roof, meet specific architectural standards, and have exterior lighting which matches Publix. And Publix light poles were 20 feet tall. And Bank of America was proposing some changes to these architectural requirements. So this was the specific concept plan that was approved in 2023, 2024 for the outlot area. So you can see the two in yellow highlight. Outlot architecture will follow what was previously submitted and approved with the 2021 concept plan. And number 13, site lighting will be consistent throughout the development, and that included Publix. With that 2023 approval, there were specific elevations approved for outlot number 2, but again, we're dealing with outlot number 1. So outlot number 1, the 2021 conditions still apply. And again, that requires the fully pitched roof and the lighting to match or be consistent throughout the development. So these are the 2021 concept plans. It requires the outlots when less than 8,000 square feet in area of the building to have an entirely pitched roof. That could either be a gable roof or a hipped roof. All these architectural requirements had to be met, so this was the color family for the brick. Bank of America initially proposed a gray brick, so that was not consistent. All the buildings were required to have brick detailing of some form, so these were the different options. And in my mind, the initial proposal lacked this detailing. All the buildings were supposed to have a canopy of some kind, whether it was fabric, metal, or an eyebrow. Again, the lighting was required to be consistent, so Publix set that with 20-foot tall light poles and their light fixtures 20 feet above ground level at a max. And again, Bank of America was proposing a change to that. This was the overall grading plan that was approved by the Planning Commission back in October of 2024. You can see it's 844 feet above sea level out at the road, 828 feet at the back of the site. This is the site plan that has been submitted to the Planning Commission. It hasn't been approved. It is waiting on the outcome of this application. So it shows a 4,250 square foot bank with 2 drive-through lanes. Access would be through the other outlot. These were the original building elevations that were submitted to the Planning Commission. Again, this showed the gray brick, again, the lack of detailing, a lot of white panels. In my mind, this did not meet whatsoever the 2021 concept plan approval. So again, bottom is bottom is 42, top one is Farmview Drive. This was the rear elevation and the east side. And originally their lighting was shown to be 25 feet tall and did not match Publix. So we commented on that through the public hearing process, and they actually submitted revisions with the Planning Commission. So they upgraded their building to have a lot more detailing, also a red brick, gray standing seam metal roofing. So again, this is Farmview Drive. This is 42. You can also see the stone on the bottom. And that's the rear on the east side. So the only thing they're really asking for an exception is the building does not have a fully pitched roof, which this city staff did not have a big concern about that. I really wanted to see the brick match and the architectural detailing brought up to par. This is just a close-up of what that brick would look like. They did reduce their lighting down to 20 feet tall to match Publix. And you can see from the Boone County Planning Commission conditions, they have to follow what I just showed you on screen as far as the revisions. There were some other conditions that still remain in place, like outlot delivery shall not be made from tractor trailers, which really aren't relevant. The Planning and Zoning Committee met last week, and they are recommending the application be approved with no additional conditions. And that's all I have.
Anyone have any questions for Todd? Anyone have any questions about this project? All right, so this will go on for first reading at our next business meeting. Next is discussion of the reappointment of Boone Florence Water Commission member Jeffrey Koenig. You did receive a memo in your packet with regard to the fact that his term will expire on October 31st, 2025, and you did receive a copy of his resume. Is there any questions? Leslie?
Does Mr. Koenig live in the city of Florence?
He does not. He lives within the Florence Fire District, I believe. Ms. Whalen?
I would just say that Jeff is probably one of the most detail-oriented people I know. Asks all the right questions, certainly knows enough about the water system, having worked for the city in public services for a number of years, doing a 3 or 4 year stint as city coordinator. But I think as far as somebody to represent the city, the fact that he doesn't necessarily live within the city limits, there's nobody that has as much concern about the overall community as you would see from Jeff. So I'd be more than happy to endorse this reappointment.
Thank you, Ms. Whalen. Any other questions?
Mayor.
Ms. Wingo?
I just want to say, I served with Jeff on the Boone Florence Water Commission for several years. I will echo Ms. Whalen's comments about his dedication to the job. It's not, the Boone Florence Water Commission deals with a lot of detailed information. When you start talking about how to get the water to the tanks and where we need pumping stations and how they have to go in and the rights, all of the things that go into getting water all over Boone County. And it's having someone that has experience in that has been doing this for a while is pretty beneficial because he understands what they're talking about. I will admit, when I first went on that board, I was kind of like, huh? So it does take some time to understand what's happening with all of that. He's done a good job. He was treasurer for a while, I think. I don't know if he still is, but he was for a while, approving, all the expenditures and things once they were submitted, so.
So the Boone Florence Water Commission obviously is a combination between Boone County and the city of Florence, and together we buy our water, or Boone Florence buys water through the city of Cincinnati, and then each of the customers, the city of Florence and Boone County, purchase the water from Boone Florence. So it is a very important utility. It's really a considerable accomplishment, I guess under Mayor Whalen's, when she was mayor, her tenure, that we were able to create that Boone Florence Commission and to have that arrangement. I think it is what keeps our rates very, very competitive. It also ensures that we have the highest quality of water that we can possibly have because the city of Cincinnati does such a good job with their water plant over there. So it is an important commission, and we do need experienced and knowledgeable commissioners. So I would appreciate your entertaining his appointment, and we will vote on that at the next meeting, unless there's any further discussion.
Can you just go over how many people are on this commission and who appoints how many people?
So you got that handy? Boone County appoints some commissioners. We appoint some commissioners.
One.
One?
We have one.
Yes.
There you go. It consists of 3 members.
Says, consists of 3 members to be appointed by Boone County Fiscal Court. And then we have one, and their lengths of terms are 4 years. Their requirements is to operate, improve, extend, supervise, manage, and control sources of water supply to the City of Florence and Boone County Water District, contract with the City of Florence and Boone County Water District for the provision of water for resale to their customers, hire and supervise employees, or contract for professional services to the commission, prosecute and defend legal actions, and undertake all powers necessary for the performance of its responsibilities. And They meet monthly, the third Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. at the Boone Florence Water Commission office in Burlington. Jeff Eager is their general manager. I don't know if that helps provide some backdrop. Any other questions? Okay. There is no need for a closed session, so entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Ms. Whalen? Second by Mr. Schneider. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.